So how do you turn a great presentation, a good one, into a wow presentation, into a holy type of presentation? Well, I started as an entertainer, so I naturally think in terms of, okay, how do you not only get on stage and present, but how do you present in an unforgettable way, in a memorable way? Because most speakers, when they're on a stage, when someone's presenting, they're just naturally boring. I mean, you get on stage, you see the same PowerPoints and you see the same stuff. Everybody raise your hands if this, and everyone hug your neighbor and all that. So it's naturally boring. And some speakers, I mean, they're great, but how do you get that wow moment? So what you want to do is you want to do something that they've never seen before. I mean, something just completely new to them, because when something's new, not only do we pay attention, but it's just this natural emotional feel that we get from it. And one thing that I do in my presentation, which everyone talks about, is I combine mind reading with slam poetry with inspiration. And if you take each one of these things separately, mind reading separately or slam poetry separately, I mean, it's nothing new, but when you combine it together, it's like, wow. And that's the reaction that people have, because it comes across as something new. And you want to think in terms of like hitting the emotions hard. The way you really get this like holy type of moment from people is you hit the emotions hard. It's not what you say, it's always how you make people feel. So when you're doing a presentation, or I'll give you a perfect example of my presentation, which is the ending to my presentation, where I do all the mind reading, all this stuff, and I'm yelling, like towards it, I'm like yelling, I'm like and just yelling and stuff, and you can see the energy, and this energy, it naturally transfers over into the audience, and what it does is it hits people's emotions. So it creates that feel of, wow, this was great, but oh my good, holy. And that's the response people have. The way you want to think is the level of response that you get is reflective to the level of energy that you give. By doing something people haven't seen before, making them feel in a way they've never felt before, you essentially create a great presentation and turn it into a wow moment.